Royal Caribbean announced Star of the Seas will be the name of the second Icon class cruise ship, and you can now book sailings on her beginning in August of 2025. So, what should you know about Star of the Seas? I've got you covered with the most important things to know up next. Hey everyone, it's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Star of the Seas is the name of the next Icon class cruise ship and will debut in summer of 2025. This is going to be the second Icon class cruise ship, following up on Icon of the Seas. Just like Icon of the Seas, Star of the Seas is going to offer 7-night cruises to the Eastern and Western Caribbean, along with stops at Perfect Day at Coco Cay. Now, Star of the Seas will be based out of Port Canaveral, Florida, whereas Icon will be sailing out of Miami. And the ships are virtually identical to each other. We don't quite yet know what the differences are going to be. Royal Caribbean has not announced what the new venues will be. Typically, with any new Royal Caribbean cruise ship, you're always going to have different entertainment, a few different restaurants, and of course, the artwork will be different. That's usually the most noticeable difference between any ship within the same class. Now, there certainly could be some surprises on Star that are not available on Icon of the Seas, but we'll probably learn more about that well into next year. If you book a cruise on Star of the Seas, you can look forward to visiting places like St. Kitts or Cozumel or St. Martin, Roatan, San Juan, Puerto Rico, of course, Perfect Day at Coco Cay. There's plenty to do on Star of the Seas. Being an Icon class cruise ship, you're going to have, of course, the Thrill Island, Chill Island, and the Aquadome neighborhoods, Central Park, and there's going to be more than 40 different places to eat and drink on board the ship, along with 4 different stages: air, ice, water, and theater. So the idea is that Royal Caribbean is giving everybody something to look forward to, because they hope this cruise ship, along with Icon, is really going to position itself as a great choice for families, whether you have adults, kids, teens, grandparents. Everybody can enjoy a great cruise together. Now, already things we know are going to come into Star of the Seas include thrills like the Category 6 water park, the Crown's Edge, which is kind of skywalk and rope course and thrill ride all wrapped into one. There's going to be 7 pools across the ship, including the swim up bar at the Swim and Tonic pool, Cloud 17, the adults-only pool, and the Hideaway, which is an infinity pool suspended 135 feet above the ocean, kind of like a Vegas pool party vibe over there. As I mentioned, you can already book cruises on Star of the Seas. The cheapest cruise that I was seeing was for September of 2025, and those prices were starting at $1,496 per person. Not cheap, of course. Actually, some of the prices for some of the extravagant suites, like the Ultimate Family Townhouse, are already well over 6 figures. That's right. I've seen cruises over holidays for the Ultimate Family Townhouse at like $145,000 for a week for a family of 4. Now, obviously, that is the very definition of an outlier, but you're going to be paying more to go on a brand new cruise ship. This is not a new phenomenon, whether it is Star of the Seas, Icon of the Seas, Wonder of the Seas, Harmony of the Seas. When new cruise ships come out, they always cost more than the ships that preceded them. You're paying more to go on a premium ship, essentially, is how Royal Caribbean looks at it. And so, because you want to be on a new ship, you're going to pay more for it. Now, over time, these things change. And in fact, even with Icon of the Seas, some of the prices, including the inaugural selling, which at one point was sold out, but is no longer the case, it's available again, prices have kind of fluctuated a little bit, so you never know. But if you're looking for a cruise on Star of the Seas, brand new cruise ship, on the plus side, you get the latest and greatest. Everything Royal Caribbean is developing and enhancing and improving upon, you're going to get that on Star. But at the same time, you're paying more for it. Recently, I was on Radiance of the Seas, and that's a 20-plus-year-old cruise ship at this point, and significantly smaller. She doesn't have half the things you can do on Star of the Seas, but price-wise, you're probably going to pay a fraction of what it would cost to go on Star. So you've got to balance what's most important to you, having all those amazing things to do on board the ship, or would you rather just, save a little bit of money on the fare, go on a smaller ship, and be able to maybe do more elsewhere, or have more money, quite frankly, for a different cruise altogether. Just like Icon of the Seas, the goal of Star of the Seas is to offer a lot of different experiences within one. They want to be everything to everybody who's looking for a family vacation. Not just a family cruise, but a family vacation. And as an example, Icon of the Seas, which is the sister ship to Star and the first in the Icon class, is going to already have a lot of cool things to do on there that are going to be coming on Star of the Seas as well. You're going to have the first of its kind indoor aqua theater under a giant glass dome, which is 20 feet wider than the Pantheon in Rome, 893,000 cubic feet of space under the roof. Then, of course, there's a bar, expanded suite area on board the ship, and the new supper club. Now, Star of the Seas is probably going to have many of these. Already, Royal Caribbean has confirmed things like certain neighborhoods are going to be there, and of course, the main stages. But what you'll actually find on board Star remains to be seen. This is the key with a new ship. Royal Caribbean always wants to get you this information and get the excitement going for any kind of new ship, but they also purposely hold back from revealing everything because they want to be able to, first of all, have more hype later on to be able to, hey, look at this thing. But also, more importantly, it buys them time to be able to make changes later on, whether it's for entertainment or some of the dining venues. Perhaps there's lessons learned going to be coming from Icon of the Seas. Regardless of that, there is room for tweaks and changes on Star of the Seas between now and when she actually debuts in August. The first inaugural sailing is August 17th, 2025. It'll be a 7-night cruise, and it's actually a bit later than I think a lot of us thought. I thought for sure it was going to be earlier, maybe in July or late June, but August works as well, mid-August, debuting out of Port Canaveral, Florida. For the inaugural sailing, I decided to price things out to see what it would cost to go on the very first sailing of Star of the Seas. As of the recording of this video for the August 17th sailing, the least expensive cabin was starting at $2,398 per person for an inside cabin guarantee, or a total of $5,081.58. That is before gratuities and any other add-ons you want to make. A balcony cabin started at a guarantee as well for $3,298 per person, or $6,881.58 total. That first sailing, by the way, will visit Perfect Day, Coco Key, St. Thomas, and St. Kitts. If you'd like to sit on the sidelines for this one, that's okay. There's still one more Icon class cruise ship on order. She doesn't have a name yet, but she's due sometime in 2026. And Royal Caribbean really hasn't talked about it yet, but there is at least one more Icon class cruise ship. And by the way, whether it's Star or Icon or this Icon 3, all of them were ordered before 2020. Sometimes people bring up the point of Royal Caribbean having all those debts from the pandemic, and rightfully so, but the orders were placed well before the pandemic began, and the issue with that is you can't renege on those things. It's kind of like having a mortgage. Once you commit to it, you get the financing in place. It doesn't really factor into those other loans that Royal Caribbean has. Anyway, that being said, what do you think of Star of the Seas? Did you book one of the sailings? Did you book the inaugural sailing? Because I did, and I want to know if I'll see you on there. Let me know which cruises you booked on Star of the Seas and your thoughts on what this ship represents. While you're below our video, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications. That way, YouTube lets you know we have a brand new video to share. This has been Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and we'll talk again real soon.